person is considered to be technically wise comes to enjoying football, well, I do hope that Nigeria wins Morocco, and we're not going to get a fallout as what happened with Algeria after the game. I'm actually looking up to Osimhen, Mwabali, those guys, they used to chop apple, especially Mwabali. His body looks like someone that used to chop apple very, very well. Let's not have any issue with anybody, and we're seeing clash of the titans with who has biggest foot. But I do hope that the game is going to be quite engaging and Nigeria wins it. I'm also excited. I don't like following football because if the person I'm supporting does not win, it just makes me think I don't like it. But I just want to hear good news that Nigeria won. So we're anticipating, and we do hope that Nigeria actually wins the game today. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Evening Rush right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. My name is Esther Nwachuku, and it's a full house today. I have gentlemen with high intellectual capability. They'll be edifying us on basic conversations that we're going to be having this evening, unbiased from their different perspective. We're going to analytically consider some of the issues, all right, bedeviling Nigeria's polity, and then we'll try to actually see precisely how we can work through them, provide resolutions and recommendations. You can never tell who is listening. Possibly they need your ideas to help them reform, and let's see how we can put Nigeria in a better context. Ladies and gentlemen, we do these audio visual every day, Monday through Fridays. In fact, Monday through Sundays. Most of our periods we do this virtually as well. So you can join us on YouTube at VOP 903 FM. We actually stream live there, so you can begin to drop in your comments, follow the conversation this evening. Either you agree or disagree with their pointers. It's actually quite beautiful when we have healthy banters. Now, we already know about the obvious. I'm sure since morning we've been listening and hearing about the information concerning Nigeria. The Nigerian government actually lobbying in an agreement, a $9 million agreement with the United States firm to communicate Nigeria's efforts to protect Christian communities and sustain American support for counter-terrorism operations. I think the story came out either last night or early this morning. The documents were filed with the United States Department of Justice. It shows that Aster Legal, it's a firm based in Kaduna State. I'm actually surprised. Look at the foreign name of that legal firm, Aster Legal, based in Kaduna State. They engaged DCI Group on behalf of Nigeria's National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu. The agreement was executed on the 17th of December 2025. It's not surprising. That was the entire period of the whole Christian genocide debacle in Nigeria. And it was signed by Oyetunji Olalekon Teslim. He is a managing partner of Aster Legal, and Justin Peterson, managing member of the DCI Group. So under the terms of the contract, the DCI Group is to assist the Nigerian government through Aster Legal in communicating its actions to protect Nigerian Christian communities and maintaining U.S. support in countering West African jihadist groups and other destabilizing elements. Now, there is this particular online news journal, African Confidential. They also made their own claim that it's like the Nigerian government and Biafra. They are both, they are dragging who would lobby US first in terms of giving out money. Some people say they will not call the lobbying as it is. They will say it's bribe. So we're now wondering, so there are some firms in US that used to collect bribe. Then we now try to remember the whole thing with Philadelphia, where we heard that the president sought a legal team there that would help clean his image. So Nigerians are now asking question: taxpayers' monies? They've already said paying taxpayers' monies. Is that your interest? I thought there's an agreement. US, you're corroborating with them. They've even brought in some equipment, even if we've not seen what kind of equipment they brought. They'll say it's for security reasons. But we saw that they brought some equipment in boxes. They have also said that they intend to collaborate with the Nigerian security agencies in helping to combat this jihadist group. So what is the essence of this lobbying firm? What image do they want to clean? What do they want to clear? What exactly do you want to change? I mean, isn't it supposedly obvious? Terrorists are killing Nigerians across several regions, regardless of their ethnic group. If you say predominantly Christian groups, well, 3 weeks ago, we heard in Adamawa State where these guys were burning 3 villages simultaneously. Do you know how many communities are in a village where you displaced the persons and you burnt their homes? You gave a threat to the entire Christian community, the entire Christian religion in Nigeria, saying that they are live targets, and you say that if they don't convert to Islam, that they would pay with their blood or they would pay tax. This obviously ISWAP is corroborating whatever it is that is put out there that there is a Christian genocide. So what are you lobbying to change? What exactly is this meant to portray or present?
Well, my analysts today, three of them, will be telling us what their own perspective is on this. So, on Arise News, we also saw the report based on what Africa Confidential released. That report says Nigeria pays $750,000 monthly to U.S. lobbyists, dwarfing Biafra group seeking sanctions and backing who spend $66,000 monthly. So according to this Africa Confidential, they're saying that IPOP2 kept a retainer with these firms in the same U.S. We had actually heard, I think when Trump emerged as a president of the United States of America, that the president's chief of staff, who is a woman, is she still, Mr. Shegun Shopito, is it still the same woman, or they've changed the chief of staff to the president? That she actually has a legal firm, which obviously has a contract with some members, from IPOP, who had been supposedly lobbying for the whole situation with Biafra and the security issues going on in the southeast. Well, when these things come up, you start recalling some of these incidents. So apparently, based on this report, that Biafra pays $66,000 monthly to supposedly this lobby. So it's almost like the Nigerian government and Biafra, they're both trying to dwarf each other. But as it stands now, the Nigerian government has dropped because they're paying more, $750,000 monthly to $66,000 monthly. I mean, which one do you think this lobbying firm will want to pick up? So the question now is, at the end of the day, where's the moral value to this supposedly high esteemed US? But some people say it's not Trump, it's legal firms. They lobbied legal firms to help them push a narrative. Okay, let's see how that goes. In the meantime, things have not actually changed. So you remember this particular Ali Kefi, who told us how he was actually put in charge of Operation Service Wide. Operation Service Wide was meant to investigate terrorism-related activities and those who were financing and sponsoring it. You remember at the time that we heard him release some names who were also affiliates, all right, to former Chief of Army Staff Tuku Buratai. He also mentioned at the time in his expose that when he got to Buratai, instead of Buratai to do something about it, he quashed it, silenced everything. They stripped him of his title or ranking, whatever, kept him in detainment for almost 60 days or more than 60 days underground, no connection to anyone. And after that, he was released. Nothing was paid to him, stripped of his ranks, and that was how he just went silent up until the resurgence of the Christian genocide. And obviously, the US was asking the Nigerian government that they should expose the intelligence behind all of this. Let it not seem as if the Tinubu's government is protecting these guys. So there is a Nigerian army general, a brigadier, who is in links with Ali Kefi. And we heard that based on certain conversations that we're having, they arrested him. So let's look at this. Military authorities recently arrested and detained a 7 brigadier general because of his alleged association with a retired Nigerian Army Major General Danjuma Hamisu Ali Kefi. Now, they expressed the belief that the development is connected to Ali Kefi's legal and public confrontation with former Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tuku Buratai. Ali Kefi was appointed in October 2020 by the then President Muhammadu Buhari to head a covert presidential task force Operation Service Wide, and he has repeatedly raised serious allegations concerning the release of terrorism financing suspects while they were under military custody. So, Operation Service Wide composed of personnel from the military, security, and intelligence agencies, as well as legal officers from the Office of the Attorney General of the Federation. And they were tasked with arresting, investigating, prosecuting financiers, sponsors, and collaborators of terrorist organizations, as well as capturing or eliminating terrorist leaders. Now, a Brigadier General identified as Gabriel E. Achibong was arrested more than 10 days ago. So, this situation it's now 10 days now. It's 10 days before we're getting it in the press. And he is currently being held at the Army Special Investigation Bureau. So what exactly is the cause for this arrest? So based on what Sahara reporters reviewed, the length that Achibong's arrest was linked to the frequency of his communications with Ali Kefi and allegations that the officer was not cooperating with military authorities. This is what they said. He was taken to his house in Dugbe a day after his arrest, where soldiers searched the premises for over 3 hours. A military source disclosed, however, that there was nothing incriminating that was found in General Achibong's house, but his phones and laptop were seized. Also, they fear that the detention may negatively affect the officer's career and well-being, stressing that Achibong has done nothing wrong. Achibong is a current serving officer at the Nigerian Army Training and Doctrine Command, TRADOC, in Minna, Niger State. The sources allege that Borotai is behind this development, claiming that the former army chief has portrayed his actions to the military high command as an attempt to destroy the Nigerian Navy or the Nigerian Army by tarnishing his reputation. The military sources also suggested that the arrest may be linked to preparations by the army to defend itself in a suit Ali Kefi instituted at the Nigerian Industrial Court. Ali Kefi had filed a multi-billion naira lawsuit at the National Industrial Court in Abuja on December 2025 against the Nigerian Army and the entire top leadership of the military branch and defense establishment, challenging his arrest, detention, and compulsory retirement. So, we'll look into that in the course of the conversation this evening. Do kindly stay with us, because I do hope we have enough time to consider all of this. Meanwhile, Lai Mohammed has disclosed to us how he was able to help President Bola Ahmed Tinubu win the 2023 elections without actually organizing rallies like we saw Wike do in Rivers and all whatnot. He said despite the fact that he was still a serving information minister, he was very smart about how he was able to present factual information about the Buhari administration and the All Progressives Congress, and why it was imperative for a President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to win the elections in 2023. Meanwhile, there was an explosion in Adamawa State days after a Boko Haram raid.
We'll continue. Sorry, I had to cough. So apparently, an IED exploded early today, like this afternoon, in Muban village, Hong local government area of Adamawa State. It sparked fresh fears in the community already traumatized by recent Boko Haram attacks. So the question is, what do we do about this? It's becoming a recurrent decimal. Despite the Nigerian Air Force trying their best to expose the enclaves of these guys, we've been hearing of several bombings in their own place, trying to clear out the rounds of these guys, and possibly in a defense mechanism, they're literally, threatening communities. You heard of Turuji Bello in Sakoto displacing communities. We saw videos of a lot of them packing their things out of their homes in several vehicles, leaving the community. It's not a good thing at all. It's not a good thing
at all. It's not a good thing. But we're going to consider it as well. Apparently, in this village, the IED that exploded, we've not heard of any casualty, but the residents are afraid because they just experienced a recent attack in that same community not too long ago. So, how do we stop this? How effective would we actually consider this? And then we're already seeing in Katsina where 70 terrorists, or supposedly bandits as the government likes to term them, were released because, according to what we heard, they have been able to secure 1,000 persons release because of this exchange. In a country like this, knowing full well how these guys regroup and come back to attack these same communities that they say that they will no longer attack anymore. We want to consider how the government intends to continue with this negotiating method, whether you're supporting or encouraging insecurity in the country. Ladies and gentlemen, the ADC too knocked the president over the $9 million US lobbying deal. The ADC is saying, exactly what are we doing in this country? It makes no sense. It says the expenditure was particularly troubling at a time when thousands of Nigerians have been killed by insecurity and millions are struggling to afford basic necessities. Ladies and gentlemen, let me quickly introduce my analysts, because I know a lot of them want to quickly do and go home to watch ball. Mr. Shagu Shopito, good evening.
Good evening, Esther.
How are you?
I'm very good, thank you.
Welcome.
You spoke like a proper sports pundit when you started.
Really?
Yeah.
Yay.
I was impressed.
Thank you very much. I have Mr. Elvis Elimele. Mr. Elvis is considering staying back after the show to watch the game. Mr. Lawal Ekundayo, welcome.
Good evening.
Let me tell you something. When Mr. Lawal Ekundayo came in and saw Mr. Shagu Shopito and Mr. Elvis Elimele, guess what he told me? Esther, you don't need me. Let me go downstairs. Guess what he wants to do? He wants to watch ball.
Yes,
You
sir.
guys, I don't understand, but I love it. It's a little bit sexy when men actually participate in the game.
And it's the only thing that brings us all together without any sentiment.
There's no politics
No
inside this.
NDC, no PDP,
Tribalism, no
Nothing.
religion,
no Labour
nothing.
Party, no
We are
APC.
just Nigerians. Anytime we are watching,
It's a
we are
beautiful
just
sight.
fans.
At the end of the day, we're all Nigerians and we love ourselves. Forget all these guys. They think they have agenda. Nigerians get agenda more than them. Gentlemen, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Esther.
Let me start with you, Mr. Shogun Shokwitom. What do you consider about this whole lobbying deal? This is not the first time we heard about it. I'm sure you heard about the Philadelphia situation early last year. How would you describe this entire scenario?
Okay. The expected standard response will be, oh my God, outrage. But, you know, I mean, I tend to want to be measured when I relate with public issues, and I want to find out what happens everywhere else. And I know, I mean, from time that lobbyists, you know, it's because our democracy is not as matured as we would have loved it to be, and that's okay. After all, we're only 60, what years now? 66 years old, 65. Lobbying in developed and advanced societies and democracies is actually is a subset of public relations and diplomacy. As long as there is a very huge proviso, as long as it is done transparently, and the lobbyer, so in this case now, if the lobbying party is a government, then you would have to assume that the people of that country are aware of the lobby and that they're in support of it, and that they know the costs, implications, and, you know, and so on and so forth, you know, standard accountability expectations. This one that has happened now has pretty much come out of the blues, you know, as in we just, if not for Daily Post, we would never have heard about it, right? Unless I'm missing something.
It was Daily Trust, actually.
Daily Trust, sorry. Unless we're missing something, you know. This type of thing is the kind of thing where either the Minister of Information or somebody, or even the President himself, just randomly tells the people, maybe as a part of a media chat, if this was a country where government respects the people, you know, we will get to find out. They'll tell us what it's all about, you know, they tell us how much it costs, and so on and so forth. Maybe you can file a Freedom of Information request to get the cost implication, you know, what was the public procurement process in appointing the legal firms that are doing the lobby, both the local one, because I understand there's a local legal firm, and the American one, you know. So all of that is missing.
Okay.
And for me, that's the real issue. The second issue is that the issue that we're trying to lobby is not even the truth. Now, lobby is not propaganda.
Okay.
You are supposed to be trying to advance the cause of your country with a foreign government, maybe their parliament, if there is a vote that is going to happen that might affect you, you know, or their executive, if maybe the, you know, there is a policy stance
All right.
that other foreign country wants to take, and you want to influence it to head in a particular direction. So the lobby is not supposed to be propaganda. It's not supposed to be something that is untrue. So in this case now, if you've appointed a lobbyist to go and try to convince the American government that Christians are not being killed in Nigeria, then you are going out there to go and lie. And that is a problem. You cannot use public funds that obviously and most likely was not even appropriated for, and it's significant. I mean, $9 million. My goodness.
$750,000
You know, that's crazy
monthly.
every month. So, you know, so this money is probably not been appropriated, and then you're going to lie with the money. I mean, Christians are being killed in Nigeria.
Yeah.
There is
no
Christian genocide
lies
in Nigeria.
about
You can't just talk it away. You can't lobby it out of existence. You are supposed to be trying to solve the problem rather than try to paint a different picture or push a different narrative to the world. So for me, I think in terms of the lobbying itself, I don't have a serious problem with it.
Okay.
As long as there's transparency and as long as, you know, cost-wise, it's okay. It's,
You don't have a
it's
problem
manageable.
with it. Okay, so when this whole thing came
but
up,
the issue is that what we're lobbying, we're going out there to go and lie.
no, according to them, it's not necessarily that. They just want US to continue to assist them. with whatever they can, to fight out this, and let it not seem as if the Tinubu government is protecting the jihadists, because that was the narrative initially, that the government knows about these individuals and they're protecting them. Otherwise, they would have been decisive in handling it. So it was when Trump did what he did, we now began to see the shake-up in the makeup of all the defense systems and all of that. So that's what they're claiming. So to prove to the US that the Tinubu government is not protecting these guys and we're not supporting the activities of these guys, we want you to know that. However, it's not just Christians, it's Muslims alike. That's how they're claiming to be. But my issue is, you have already gone there. Nuhu Ribadu, NSA, as long as with other Nigerian consulates who visited the US with Riley Moore, they were able to express the situation on ground. And let's just believe that some of the US House of Rep members did not believe the Nigerian government or the entourage. They came themselves to make their own investigation. They went to Benue and they heard the stories from these victims. Why lobby more? I mean, the whole thing is obvious. And the US has said, you know what? If you're working with us, you've accepted it, we will assist you. We saw what happened on December 25. So what is the essence of paying these people more money?
Have you noticed the change in stance of the American government? It's very subtle, but it's happened. We've moved from the US just sending missiles into Nigeria, in my opinion, without even our knowledge. All that thing was damage control, all the things that they were saying there after it happened. We moved from there to the American government sending supplies to Nigeria. So I suspect that the lobby is already working, and that's the objective. So if you have Nuhu Ribadu cannot live in the United States you can't stay there for too long, for as long as you need to speak to all the people you need to speak to.
Yeah.
The lobbyists will speak to people in Congress, they will speak to people in the Pentagon, they will speak to people in the White House, because they have connections in those places, and they will be pushing exactly the same narrative to tell those people that Nigeria is doing all it can. We need your help. We're protecting Christians as much as we're protecting. They will push that agenda across multiple fronts. And I think that we're already seeing the results. So
by saying that the US stance has, it's no longer
as if they've softened a bit. Yes, it seems as if
Okay.
they've softened and we're now partners, rather than Trump just saying, I'm going in, guns are blazing. The way Trump spoke when he spoke before Christmas, in the early part of December, was somebody who was really upset and was saying, look, if you guys don't fix this problem, we're coming into your country, guns are blazing, and we'll kill all these people. Now we're partners.
Okay. Mr. Elvis, what's your stance on this?
Well, the obvious is already stated, and the world is already aware of what is going on in Nigeria. I'm even saying that the lobby came too late.
Came too late?
Yes, because if you are saying the stance, US should not take any stance, that's why, or mellow down whatever stance they want to take. Already we have seen the first missile attack.
But after then, nothing else.
No. It has not stopped. They said they are coming more. We have even seen Israel.
Israel said they were going to share intelligence with Nigeria and assist in whatever way they can.
It has to start from somewhere. At the beginning of this discussion, Israeli government was not part of it.
Yeah.
But we saw that the action the US took drew Israel into it, which was a good one. And we also see now that equipment has started coming in. It's a monumental thing. It's not just going to be striking all alone. Even when you strike, even apart from the strike, Nigeria armed forces also need to have equipment to confront this bandit or whatever terrorists locally. Because we saw what is happening now, even after the bombing, we saw them moving down south. If Nigeria armed forces are actually well equipped and positioned as expected, that movement from Sokoto till it got to Ondo, or till Amoteku were able to, round them up in Ondo, we would have gotten to that level. So with this lobby that came in, it's also show part of the insincerity that we'll be talking about Nigeria government, paying lip service to fighting this insecurity. If you can have such humongous amount of money to now begin to tell the world lies about what is happening in your country, it means you are not sincere about what you want to do for Nigerian people. Nigerian people would have be much more interested in this kind of money invested into the military equipment to take care of Nigerian soldiers and even bring in more equipment and take care of those guys at the front line. But unfortunately, you are giving a PRO, a law firm to help you to contact a PRO firm to just waste this money on telling lies. But let me tell you, Esther, these lies are just narrative that will not fly, because most of the things that are still going on today, they are still in social media, they are on the net. So I said the US government just want to buy into this lobby that just came up. Otherwise, more of this, even as they are doing the lobby, we are still seeing videos still flying up and down. Even the recent sacking of villages, killing that are still going on. So I don't know how they are going to.
The one that happened recently.
We saw the one. We saw the one that happened in Niger State that even went as far as going into the market. So brazenly went into the market. So I don't know how effective this lobby is actually going to be, except the US is not wanting to be sincere any longer. That's why this their lobby will actually have a stay, and I mean be able to talk of what Donald Trump has said he was coming to do in Nigeria. He will withdraw it. I know he will not withdraw it, but let's watch and see whether this one is not going to be another wasted money from Nigeria government instead of investing it in the right form to take care of Nigerians and secure Nigerians as expected. What is Nigerian calling for? Their constitutional right, secure us.
All right.
That's what we are calling
Mr.
for.
Lawal Ekundayo, a couple of persons will say, oh, we're not surprised. After all, we heard that the president engaged public relations experts, including one David Spalding of Lenape Legal, based in a sleepy Philadelphia suburb, to help his administration navigate Washington's concerns about his unsavory public profile. The documents familiar with it, the whole narcotic, the certificate situation and all that. So some persons will say, well, this has always been the system. There is no doubt about it. We're used to this. But other questions were raised up was, all this is happening. It's like almost 15 or 16 days after, and the president has not returned to the country. He's still outside the country. Based on different narratives we heard from his spokespersons, nobody knew exactly what the president went to do. Before we saw a recent picture of him, I think somewhere in is it Abu Dhabi? Abu Dhabi, exactly. So what's your own stance with this?
He said that, like I said earlier on, he said Nigeria is the only country in which we don't even know the whereabouts the head of government. We don't know whereabouts of the head of government. It's a joke. This country is a joke. You get it? It's a joke. You have a company. Nobody in the company knows the whereabouts of the head of the company. Sometimes you hear it somewhere here. Sometimes you hear it. That company will collapse within few months. It will disappear because so many things will happen without anybody supervising. You can't talk to anybody like ministers. Which minister will rein in other ministers? Will tell you, we are colleagues now. Don't talk to me, because the person that will do that is nobody knows where he is. It's worrisome. Like I said earlier on, American president, even in his aircraft, that Air Force One, will grant interview to press. There are many times Trump talk about things from the aircraft, because in that aircraft you have the government media, you have the private media that follows him all over the place. Even when he wants to board it, he comes down. You see the way they will ask him about where he's going, what's the benefit. You see the way they engage their leaders. It's in this country in which we are going to see governors line up to wave only, no press. No press is not asking where it's going. No press is not engaging in discussion. No, it's just the governors will just line up and they wave at the governor as he's entering the aircraft. That is all. And then when he's coming down, they come there and line up to welcome him back, and that is that. You can see how very unserious.
Don't you think that money would have been better utilized into other aspects that we're complaining there is no finance for it? I mean, there are other avenues through which that money would have been better utilized. $9 million in the course of 6 months, and they have already done a part payment. $750,000 monthly, and yet the government say there are no funds. They need money.
Do you see House speaking about it? Do you see the reps that are representing Nigerians talking anything about it?
It almost feels like this firm is a direct thing with the presidency,
like that,
through Nuhu Ribadu, the national security advisor. It's almost like a contract with the NSA, so they don't need to go through the House. Money will come from directly from accounts.
Look at when Trump went to Venezuela to pick their president. What happened in the House? Immediately there was a lot of back and forth in the House. They are making bills to try to limit how the president goes into another do a military expedition outside. But
using their equipment to
yes,
to other nations without seeking the support or permission from the house.
You can see a country that is serious compared to a country that is sliding down into the abyss. It's going into darkness, because that's what I see.
It's not going to darkness.
No, because these are expensive things. You withdraw money anyhow, you use it anyhow, no accountability, you write off debt, no without discussing with anybody. You do all these things. Then where are we going? This money doesn't fly. We don't harvest it from a tree in which we say that the tree will grow another one next year.
You come and tell us 100 billion naira for unbanked into households, 50,000 naira monthly. President released 1 trillion naira to alleviate poverty or reduce hunger and whatever. 50,000 naira to every home.
But this is not the first.
We don't hear anybody that receives it. And I remember asking question. I say, me I go join APCO, because if you join it, there are benefits. Maybe they'll ask you to submit your
APC supporter from
it's only a mouth, or if it's official now, at least that money every month is going through your account. Abby.
But one thing, let me tell you something about America. America, you see, this lobbying has happened even before Trump came to Nigeria. There was a lot of lobbying. There was a lot of going back and forth. But look at Trump. Trump is a very disciplined person.
Yeah. You sure?
Yes, it's very serious. He said if he wants to do something, it's difficult for you to lobby him around, because he will say it and keep quiet, waiting for another action. This lobbying, you get it. This man is monitoring everything. No matter how you lobby, you keep quiet. And then look at what he did now. There was a time before he sent, before the house came to do their investigation. There was a time after submitting that thing in the house for their own consent, he kept quiet. People thought he has forgotten. And then before we know it, there was reps coming from delegate down to Nigeria.
No, there was already a process established. You didn't forget anything.
No, I'm telling you the way it behaves. See, he would when he wants to do something, the moment he says that he's doing this, he will keep quiet. Okay. And then you just see action. So even if you lobby, he has his own informant. They will give him information about what exactly
is on ground. Okay, so he knows the truth.
Yes,
from propaganda.
So no matter the lobbying, you can't dissuade this man. And the same thing with Netanyahu. It's difficult to dissuade these people. When they want to take an action, the moment they say they are taking it, you see, they will keep quiet and then move the process.
Mr. Sheku, what's Besoke?
Besoke. Lift it up now.
Lift it up. You're really lifting up Trump.
No, that's the way it behaves. Look at even in his first time when he said he wanted to build that wall, that wall,
Mexico war.
Well, he seen a lot of backlash from the house. When he got money to do it.
Okay, Mr. Sheku, do you have a counter? Counter to his views.
No. I mean, I think when he says Trump is a disciplined person, I'm not sure he meant disciplined, because you can't use that word and Trump in the same sentence.
Okay.
I think what he meant is, he does what he says he will do.
He doesn't know how to hide things.
That's what
he does what
that's a disciplined person means that
Trump is not a disciplined
person. Look at definition.
Let him
look at definition.
Let him land.
How can you say Trump is a disciplined person? The guy that breaks all rules of social conduct consistently. Did you see the video where Marco Rubio passed a note to Trump? I don't know if you saw that video. They're in a meeting with executives of oil companies and all that. And Marco Rubio wanted to say something to him. Like, this Chevron, they want to say something again. No? He wrote a note and passed it to Trump. Like every good assistant is supposed to do to their boss. And Trump just took the tail and said, what's this? Marco just sent me something. Marco says that Chevron wants to.
No, use his tone. No, Marco just, what's that his tone? When he comes
Marco sent me a note. So I don't think you can say Trump is disciplined.
No, the thing is that discipline. But look at the definition. I still insisting because a disciplined person is a person which when
you're saying he carries out what he says he will do.
You find him there. You will find him where whatever he says he will be there.
But I think that the real reason that happens. Yes, I'm going to be impeached. So that's the American step. It's the beauty of how they are.
Democracy.
So no matter how
this is well protected.
No matter what type of personality you are, there are some things that you will still do. But I think to the real point, and that's the point that Elvis made earlier, and it's that, look, whatever lobby, and I think Mr. Ekundayo has also said, whatever lobby, no matter how much lobby you lobby, if you like, pay $100 million and get 10 lobby groups, The truth is the truth, and you can't hide it. Since Trump sent missiles to Nigeria on Christmas, the Christmas gifts that he said he wanted to, like, let me send them a Christmas gift.
A sweet Christmas package.
Yeah. How many kidnappings have we had? How many killings in different villages in the same northwest, in north central, in now the thing is even coming now
South. It's come southwest.
They are rampaging in Kogi, they are rampaging in Kwara. People are talking about them in Niger.
Even in Ondo. Yes.
You know, I saw a video yesterday, even though that one was funny. You know, these things are happening consistently. So there is no lobby that can take that one away.
Absolutely.
There's none. You are seeing it in the news. And don't forget, America has a robust look in this country as we are like this now. See how they listen to us. Oh, you don't know? They have presence in Nigeria. In fact, it's actually official. In their embassy, in the American embassy in Nigeria, they have foreign attaches that are attached to the intelligence community in America. So they are monitoring what's happening locally. So they will get first-hand information about the things that are happening here. And no matter how much you lobby, the truth will be there. So I suspect, yes, the lobby will achieve some impact in terms of maybe policy stance, maybe legislation, you know, in the House or in the Senate, maybe the stance of some of the Republicans who are very strongly anti-Nigeria because of the Christian lobby. And don't forget that there are counter lobbies as well. There are counter lobbies.
And it's already having effects because the US has suspended visa processing for 75 countries, Nigeria
is one of them.
There are people who also have lobbies that are trying to prove and argue strenuously that Christians need protection of the United States. So it's like a battle of two sides and a battle of two forces. But I think the truth will eventually prevail because the truth, you cannot hide it.
True. You can't hide it for so long.
And give it to Nigeria press, Esther. This lobby that was busted, at least it came on from our local press.
Yes.
Nigeria press must not
hear about them.
Whatever they will be doing. Nigeria press have been consistent over the years, right from the time of fighting for independence of this nation till when we started fighting the military.
Please tell them, Mr. Elvis, because some of them complain that press is the problem of Nigeria.
No. You see,
look at the efforts we put here
where we are now. So Nigerians know that Nigeria press, we are not docile. We'll be doing our job. Otherwise, this country would have been a write-off before now. But every step they take is always monitored. That's why they can never be friends to you and I. We can never be their friend. We know that. That's why they want. Sometimes you see they want to. Sometimes they come into the press to come and pay their aid because they just want to use that one to pacify the press and to lobby. This same lobby they are doing externally. They do it to some of the press men here too. But it doesn't always work because even you as my colleague Esther, if you go there tomorrow and start bending the narrative, I will not hide it. I will also reveal here that Esther is no longer the person I used to know when we used to stay in the. I remember when Ruben Abati became the spokesperson to Goodluck Jonathan. Even in my office where he left Guardian, we were also talking about things that this is not the same Ruben Abati we used to know.
Should I tell you something?
That's how it is. Nigeria press, kudos to them for what they do.
Let me tell you something. I got a job proposition with one of the government-owned media houses. The question I asked was, would you let me present issues as they are, even if it affects you because, you know, you're supposedly a connect to the government? That was a question I asked. I said, would you let me, I hope you would not cut out those parts or now relegate me to a reporter on the field or cover National Assembly matters. Would you let me do my job? Because
as it concerns Nigerians.
As it concerns Nigerians.
Yes.
So even if what I'm putting out there does not favor you, it is my job to present issues. No, it's my job to present issues as they are. Because you're meant to live up to your responsibilities. The press keeps you on your toes. We let you know the pulse of the people. If you will not let me do that, let me find my way and continue in the small place I'm continuing, in as much as I need the money. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So again, it's very vital in this job that we do. We must always represent the interests of the people, especially if there is a lack of communication, actual communication, factual communication from the government to its people. Because there's a vacuum, to be honest with you, in that regard. A major vacuum. And sometimes you get this contrasting reports Today you hear, oh, he was sick, but no, he wasn't sick. He has gone here, and you wonder what is the truth. And eventually, Nigerians get to know what the actual truth is. So how do you cover up? Like what happened with the budget in September? The president said, "Oh, we met all our expectations with the 2025 budget and everything," and then Wale Edu came and said, "Give us a different." How do you look at that?
How do you reconcile that?
How do you reconcile that? You understand? So that's the issue. Now let's look at this, Mr. Elvis, Mr. Lawal, Mr. Shegun. Military authorities recently arrested and detained a 7th Brigadier General because of his alleged association with a retired Nigerian Army general. His name, again, I'm sure you already heard my intro. So the idea is because he was having a conversation with Mr. Ali Kefi, who has actually filed a suit against the Nigerian military for the way they stripped him of his titles and they kept him in detainment for more than 60 days based on an official assignment that the then president asked him to conduct, Operation Service-Wide, where they were meant to reveal intelligence and those who were sponsoring terrorists in Nigeria, whether those serving in government, their affiliates, and those who were supporting, even if they were very subtle. And we heard that persons linked to the former chief of army staff were indicted. Now, we're hearing sources say that the person who called for the arrest of this Brigadier General, who currently now, his name is Gabriel E. Archibong, he was arrested 10 days ago, currently being held at the Army Special Investigation Bureau. Now, the person, they said behind this is Borotai. What is the problem with truth? If you're not guilty, why apprehend the guy that you want to soil his name or the Nigerian military image? Is that what we don't know in the Nigerian military that we're currently hearing about, that we don't know since?
I have also seen Burata even saw the man that first of all broke this story.
The Ali Kefi.
The Ali Kefi.
Okay, yes.
Him. I would have expected that at least after suing Ali Kefi, he would have waited for, the judiciary to go into that matter and prove him either innocent or not. This arrest that is made now is like a cover-up. Don't want the truth to be spoken. And this kind of intimidation, Nigerians don't like this kind of intimidation. So he's already giving this guy now, a boost in what he has told the world and what is with this kind of intimidation that he's trying to bring in. But in all this, whom do you blame? You blame the late major former president, Buhari, who gave out an assignment, and at the end of the day, instead of a follow-up and, protect the person he gave the assignment to, he allowed that person to now become, an issue in the society, that he became somebody that the person who was doing the job diligently, he now allowed him to become a ridicule, to the extent that he was arrested and incarcerated for so many days without a trial, and he was, eased out of the military without any excuse. In fact, he didn't even know the offense is committed that took him out of the military. Buhari was not in charge of his government. If you give out an assignment, you must protect the person, knowing fully well how technical that assignment is, how that serious that assignment. To fight terrorism, it's not a kid thing, because these terrorists are very well, they are sophisticatedly financially connected.
We heard now that they have drones,
they have money.
An advanced, what do you call it, digital whatever,
yes,
where they made a threat. I think that was yesterday, I read about it, ISWAP, that they were going to use those techniques to bomb some of the military outlets.
They have consignment that they just received, drones and all that. So you cannot see how connected they are. They are now using the same sophisticated equipment that Nigerian armed forces are even looking for to use. These drones that they talk about, that they just got, came into Nigeria through Nigeria border.
If it's rice, it's easy to get that.
But they will seize rice, they will seize cars.
Easy. You can't
but
pass
the same Nigeria border will still have a functional Controller General of Custom. I saw him in Morocco watching football. That's by the wayside. Then, at the end of the day, people train these terrorists in all these sophisticated equipment. Where are these trainers coming from? How are they drafted into this country? These trainers are in some of them, when they come into this country, they lodge in 5-star hotels before they are moved into the bush or wherever where they train these people. Why are they not profiled? Why are Nigeria security not able to fish out these persons, coming into Nigeria to come and do this nefarious business against the state? These are the things we are talking about. Do you know the logistics that go through all these things? Unfortunately, nobody is picked up. So when the government is paying lip service to some of the things that we are crying about in this nation. Even the that's why I tell you that the lobby, they will always spend this money and waste it. I thank God it has been busted already. It will not make any much impact, because in as much as the killing continues and we keep reporting what they are doing every day, and the international community is also monitoring what we say over here in Nigeria, most of these things will come to nothing. We are still going to see what will be the outcome of it at the end of the day. All about 2027 general election.
All about this, but
yes,
it's not right
more,
now.
What
the
is
guy
going
was
on
given
is
an
more than
assignment.
this election.
No.
This thing we are seeing is more than this. This is some kind of a takeover. That's what I see. This is some kind of takeover. It's beyond 2027. It's a gradual process, because it looks like they are doing it with confidence, and they are so comfortable doing it. Look at that 9 million. If you take that $9 million dollars, and then you get a mercenary to take out these people, they will take them out within a month. Are you getting what I'm saying? They will take them out within a month. If you get mercenary with half of this money, they don't want
thought
to.
the Nigerian government will do. If it felt kind of difficult, although the Nigerian military has told us they know how to handle these guys. On several occasions, I remember there was a time a committee was set up to ask them, where exactly are you having issues? At one point, we heard that they needed more hands, that they have lean personnel on troops on ground. I think at that time, and they also said they needed more weaponry. You understand, both digital equipment and all of that to fight these guys. But like you said, you can bring in mercenaries. Why has that alternative not been thought about? They would rout out these guys very fast.
That's why I said there's some kind of takeover. That's what I see, because this thing is easy to handle. We handle ICOMOG. You know what was ECOMOG? I don't know whether it's existing.
Yeah.
You know what ECOMOG that went to another country
respected
on his peace mission. ECOMOG, this ISWAP, ECOMOG took care of all those areas from Libya to all ECOMOG, and Nigeria was the major.
I even heard that even the troops that were meant to join at the time, that it was only Nigerian troops that understood the terrain. They were very good. That
and Nigerian troops are very they are very good. They are very intelligent. They are resilient. So all these things that is happening is, do you know the problem we have? The problem we have is with the military is because this thing has to do with order. Your commanding officer will order you. It's not something you do on your own. That is the major problem. Adibin is something they can do, and they would have taken care of all this. But the commanding officer would either decide whether you engage or not. Even when you are equipped and the commanding officer say don't engage, if you engage, they will that is what do they call it? You disobey, they will court martial you. That is the main problem they are facing. How much is this drones? Drone is very cheap when it comes to military tactics now. And we have satellites. We have 2 satellites in space. Nicomsat 1, Nicomsat 2. Maybe have they not launched the 3rd one?
I think so.
That they said will map out our one of them is to map out our boundary.
Terrain.
It's just to stay over Nigeria and map out our boundary. This satellite can detect people movement from space. I think even when you are hiding inside a bush, it will detect you. You know why? Because there's what we refer to as infrared. Infrared means that you emit heat even when it is dark. There's a device that detects that heat. Yes, no matter where you hide, it will pick you out because your body emits heat. So when you come in, they detect you. That satellite will detect.
Well, we've heard that some states are already adopting it, getting drones that will go into the forest to monitor things.
Enugu State
launched something like that.
They are doing
and I
so
think the
well
Nigerian government too has also adopted. In fact, the Nigerian military has it. The Nigerian military has it. Mr. Sheku Shokito, what's your take on this situation with Boratai and this Army General Archibald, who they said was communicating with Ali Kefi, and he's been detained for 10 days now?
It's so this speaks to the heart of the issue for me. The fact that I have always maintained that the reason that this whole insecurity issue with Boko Haram, and then Boko Haram now metamorphosing and developing 3 or 4 additional heads, where you now have Lakurawa, you have bandits, you have Fulani herdsmen, you have all sorts of types of terrorists in Nigeria now. It's because somebody in government has refused to do their work, not because they cannot overwhelm this. Just like my brother has been saying, is it not the same Nigeria? The Nigerian military is one of the best when it comes to professionalism and and capacity in terms of the personnel anywhere in the world. Just go and find out. All the missions that we go for, they always win awards. Whether it's ECOMOG you want to talk about, or the United Nations peacekeeping missions in different parts of the world, you know, Nigeria always excels. And yet, the same military has been battling Boko Haram since 2009, and they have been unable to prevail. There is a clear lack of political will. And if you are seeing lack of political will, the only conclusion that I can arrive at is that it is intentional, that there is somebody up there that is unwilling to do what they need to do. And, you know, you don't have a choice but to then begin to conjecture and guess and say, why? Why is that? Because there are powerful people that are involved, and you don't want to step on toes. Because if you step on those toes, you won't win the next election.
That is it.
It's as simple as that.
Because of elections,
yes.
Is it not you being decisive and being acting immediately that would even guarantee your second term?
The issue with the second term and elections in Nigeria is that it's not dependent on the people.
It's not.
Do you understand? For you to win an election in this country, you need governors, you need senators, you need local government chairmen. You need your commissioners and your ministers to lock their bases down in the different places around the country.
What you're saying is not encouraging.
You do not need the votes of Nigerians.
Do you know what you're saying now means that there is no point me going out to cast my vote on election day because this system is like this?
We will get to the point where that might be the solution. Where Nigerians might have to... Actually, this is a brilliant idea. I think that Nigerians should stop participating in our elections.
Huh?
Yes.
Why?
I make bold to say that on national radio today, that if Nigerians want to save ourselves, God may just have spoken to Nigerians through you this evening. I think that one of the most effective solutions to checkmating our political class is for us to boycott our elections because it is not reflecting our will.
So when we boycott,
because if you don't vote, let me tell you something about these politicians and our politics and our election cycle. They need you to vote so that they can rig.
Manipulate it.
Do you understand? If you do, so the votes actually count.
That's the calculation.
It's just that the votes count not in the way that you voted, but they will count. So if we can actually achieve a situation where only 5 million people turn out for election in this country, imagine that. You know, the last election has been dropping and dropping and dropping. If only 1 million people go out to vote, then we'll know that we're in crisis. Maybe 500,000. Then we know we're in trouble. So they don't need our votes. The people that they need are these foot soldiers. Now, foot soldiers and the leaders across the country. So if you find that those leaders, their name is on Boko Haram list, that Ali Kefi is talking about,
revealing,
you think they will go and arrest those people? They will shut Ali Kefi up rather than tackle those people. And that's what I think we're seeing. Why are they arresting people that are associated with the guy instead of picking up the terrorist financiers that he fingered? Why is Buratai slapping a 1 billion naira suit on Ali Kefi instead of him currently being with the NSA answering questions?
Do you understand?
And then the NSA coming to the public to say, look, we have questioned these people, this is what they've said, this is what they've said, okay, fine, we'll continue to investigate or something. Instead, the guy is walking around and is even suing people. So for me, you know, the answer is as clear as day for anybody that wants to see it.
Honestly. Wow.
That's it.
It's troubling, to be honest with you. Some persons will say, okay, maybe that's why the president ran away. Maybe he knew all of this, or it's overwhelming, or he's afraid.
No, before he came, the president is the most powerful president in the world. He's more powerful
apart from Trump.
In fact, he's even more powerful than Trump because the House will checkmate Trump. No house can checkmate our own. Yeah, who can checkmate it? On your mandate, which has stand. Have you forgotten?
National.
Do you see them singing that song now in the House for Trump?
Judiciary itself, the singer for.
That Trump is already on his toes now that he must win the midterm election. Yeah, who cares? You don't see Nigerian president is the most powerful president in the world. He will tell you, I will do this. No, do you know what they love? It's that language pains me. They'll say there's no going back. I don't even understand whether they know what they are saying. They will say something if there's a lot of comment, they'll say the next thing is there's no going back. What do you mean by there's no going back?
It's the tax that is vexing my brother. Tax reform is vexing my brother.
Not only the tax, so
The
many
president
things.
said there's no going back.
On the
There's
tax
no going back on the
reform.
tax. We are going to implement it.
You see the states, they'll say there's
All right.
no going back.
We'll take a very short
They
break.
don't know the meaning of this word.
Please do kindly stay with us. This is the Evening Rush right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. We'll be right back shortly.
House dey dark and nepa bill dey choke. E dey worry you as e dey affect your business. So much on don come. Imagine say you wake up for morning, light no shake, fridge don block, business no get wahala, everything dey okay. No be dream o. With Yohaku, na you dey control your light. Yohaku dey sell gas cooker, freezer, fridge, and dem go furnish you with modern kitchen o. Whether na inverter, batteries, panels, smart street lights, be na solar AC system wey you wan use for house, business, abi for industrial work, Yohaku stand chim to help you. Bye to nepa bill o. No wait till transformer go spoil again o. Oya run call Yohaku for 070-121-30260 or 080-324-82573, or you fit to call 080-669-60066. For Lagos, we dey for shop F1179 Industrial Section, Ojo Alaba International Market, or shop G6 Electronic Section, Alaba International Market, Headline Uche Obochi Plaza. Abuja office na Corporate 13, Dubai International Market, back of Games Village, Karu District for Abuja. For Port Harcourt, we dey for number 51 Oporo Road, Eziowa Eli Trade Center for Rivers State. Yohaku website na www.yohakuproducts.com. Online store na www.yohakustore.com. Yohaku, from sun to earth, we dey make your mind dey cool.
Voice of the People 90.3 FM. My people are still discussing, but on our spirit supposed day here. Eh?
We're there with you.
No, you there with us, Abby. You there with us. All right, thank you.
You can see Nigeria in your face. You can see that green, white, green in your glasses.
All right, welcome back. This is still the Evening Rush right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. My guest in the studio, Mr. Lawal Ekundaya, Mr. Elvis Elimehele, and Mr. Shegun Shukwita. We've been having quite an interesting conversation this evening. Mr. Shegun, you were saying that one of the things that was actually agitating Mr. Lawal Ekundaya is the whole situation with the tax thingy. But let's critically, let me not use the word critically because we don't really have the time to critically look into it. The key pillars of the president's fiscal policy, which has to do with the Tax Reform Act, which he's already implementing, the streamlined tax system, as he says, relief for SMEs and low-income earners, fairer VAT and incentives, enhanced revenue generation, fiscal consolidation. But there are also challenges to all of this, which includes poverty, impoverishment. These are the risk factors, the implementation situation about it, considering what Nigerians are going through, and the distrust, heavy distrust on the government to adequately utilize the proceeds from the tax policy of the government. Some people say on paper is actually very good. There's no issue with that, okay? But would you blame the president if, for example, security was not his core mandate during the campaign? President focused more on the tax situation and economic rejuvenation. The person who was supposed to do what you call the security layout to route out these guys was his vice. So if the president is not performing in the aspect of security, would you blame him? Because that was not his focus. It was Buhari's focus.
Excuse me. Esther, are you serious?
We're looking at
You have not come to pick him in Abuja.
calm down now. We're just looking at it too. Why are we surprised at the outcome with insecurity? I'm just asking.
I mean, look, anybody that became president in 2023 and who didn't think that security is his job has no business being the president. This is a country, was at that time, and in fact is even worse now, a country under siege, a country where people in large proportions of the country cannot sleep with their two eyes. In fact, they can't sleep at all There are sections of this country where they truly don't sleep. This is the reality of a lot of Nigerians. They go to bed, they stay kind of half awake because they don't know if they will wake up the following morning at the gate of heaven and hell having been slaughtered. This is the reality of Nigeria. So if a person comes as to campaign and he doesn't tell you that he's going to solve the security problem, then I'm sorry, he probably didn't win with the election. I mean, how can, it was even an insult. It's an insult to the sensibility of Nigerians for the vice presidential candidate at that time to say, the president will focus on the economy, I will focus on security. How? As what? Who are you?
Yes, now.
There is only one commander-in-chief of the armed forces.
Who
be you? Who you be? Who be you? So this is nonsense, and we must not give it credence by even making it sound as if it's something normal that anybody should be saying. The person that is responsible for security in this country today is the president and commander-in-chief. It's a constitutional duty and is failing fantastically in that role as we speak today.
Okay.
The earlier that we tell him this truth and tell ourselves this truth and demand that he does something or leave. What is the value of this president to Nigerians today, please? Let me ask you. What's the value? He came on board in 2023 and gunned subsidy. I always like using that expression because it was a shocking pronouncement.
No plan at all.
Nothing. You just came in your speech. I've never seen that kind of thing in my life. That in your resumption speech as a CEO, you make one of the biggest policy pronouncements that you can ever make, without any consideration, without any consultation, without any planning, without any project, without any plan, without any program, nothing. Then to now make matters worse, you float the currency. Now you have added tax. Nigerians are impoverished. They are poorer than they were 2.5 years ago when this man came. And on top of that, we're being killed more than we were, how it was under Buhari. So what are we talking about? What value does this president bring to the Nigerian today? What value? And yet, campaign posters are out there already for 2027, an election that is coming up in just about 12, 13 months.
Yes.
It's unfair. It's unfair. So I don't think we should be talking, having these conversations and saying it's the responsibility of the vice president to handle security. He doesn't have the capacity. He's a spare tire.
Constitutionally,
he's a spare tire.
Constitutionally, he doesn't have it.
He doesn't have it. He can't. He cannot. The National Security Advisor does not report to him. The Minister of Defense does not report to him. The service chiefs, Chief of Defense Staff, Chief of Army Staff, Naval, Air Force, they don't report to him. The Inspector General does not report to him. DSS does not. Even in what capacity?
Even police.
Police constable. They don't report to him. He is nothing. So the president is the commander-in-chief, Esther, and is the one that we hold responsible. We continue to appeal and beg him that he should do his job. Otherwise, he's okay now. He doesn't have to die there. He can resign. At least he has been president. Or he has achieved his lifelong ambition.
He has marked the register.
So actually, you know what he can do? A suggestion to you, sir, Mr. President. Resign so that Kashim Shettima can become president. Because he says that he can solve the security problem now.
Yes, now.
So give him the executive power. Let him actually do it. You have achieved your objective. Come back to Bodilon. We love you.
Yeah.
Come home. You have done your good work. Let Kashim finish the race.
Some
If
people
he cannot do it, we'll remove him. Then somebody else will come in.
Sure you get.
All right, Mr. Elvis Adimehele, the president's, the key pillars of the president's fiscal policies actually very good. We know what we went through during the economy of late President Muhammadu Buhari, but some people are even saying compared to what we're experiencing now, it may seem that previous economy seemed to be quite better than what we are actually going through. I'm speaking based on the everyday Nigerian. Those who are into high investment businesses, whatever, they're the ones who have a better opportunity to tell us what it is to import, how much they pay, if it was better before and lesser now, then the challenges that they go through, or if there are lesser challenges now when it comes to doing businesses in that high capacity. The issue here is, for example, is the president's fiscal policy. I'm not saying that magic can happen in 4 years. This is 2.5 years. The president still has almost a year to go before the next election. So obviously, starting something from scratch or some remodeling will take time. But let's start with the obvious, the very obvious that the president had disclosed, which was the subsidy removal and utilizing that fund to better enhance households. okay, give the unbanked and the very vulnerable as palliative 50,000 naira. That is, no, that's part of it. 1 trillion naira was released in that regard. 100 million naira was also released for the school feeding program. Wale Edun told us about it. You heard how much was released last year for that. But the issue I have is the evidence about the disbursement of that fund and the recipients, the beneficiaries. So far for now, the only institution based on the president's policy that I see names, recipients, and the school that is part of it, or the school that is now fund, because the school has to tell us precisely, and then there are complaints. If there are complaints about, aside from the money given to them for their fees, they also have upkeep. So you will see the students complain that we've not gotten our upkeep for this month. They come out, they say it. We see their names. The schools release their names. Now fund gives a breakdown every quarter. So why are we not seeing that for other policy initiatives?
Esther, the issue here is when that subsidy was removed, we were discussing it in the studio, and I told you my fear is it's not just the removal of the subsidy.
Okay.
I was expecting that the government will set up an agency that whatever is coming out of, I want to speak in line with your transparency. You are talking about NEFund. At least that's an organization, that's an agency that's working with now.
That we can see that they're executing what they said they're going to do.
I was expecting that the government will set up an agency that we assist in whatever is coming from that removal of that subsidy. Then that agency will also help in, looking at key sector of the economy where this thing can be applied to for use that would be beneficial to Nigerians. We have seen it before when Abacha even brought petroleum tax. He set up a PTF, Petroleum Trust Fund, which he even gave to Buhari that time as chairman to manage. And we now saw PTF tying roads, renovating hostels, renovating teaching hospitals and all that. You see, PTF was doing well. To the extent that even when Obasanjo was coming into power in 1999, the El-Rufai was one of the kitchen economists to former head of state, Adol Salam.
Okay.
That when he was to hand over, I read it in his book.
El-Rufai.
Yes, accidental public servant. His
Okay.
book. That they when after the election, when President Obasanjo won that election, the kitchen economics cabinet of Adol Salam was to meet with him to brief him. One of the things they suggested to him that PTF is working very well, don't disband it, because it was one of the agencies that Nigeria was actually looking onto. Then Obasanjo was like, are you the one that should tell me what to do or not? El-Rufai is a stubborn person, and Obasanjo too is also a stubborn man. I was like, who is this young man that is talking to him that this is what he should do in his government? That was actually when the first encounter between El-Rufai and Obasanjo that later brought El-Rufai into his government to become the chairman of BPE, Bureau of Public Enterprise. It started from there.
Yes.
Before he became the minister of Abuja. So
FCT minister then.
FCT, yes. So you see, when the subsidy was removed, an agency was not put in place that will help us to manage the fund that was coming from this removal, I knew there was going to be problem. Today, what is the narrative we hear? The state governors are now governors are now any bogusly.
I've been trying
and
to
you
see
know
how
too well that in Nigeria, state governors are emperor of their own. The president cannot even talk to state governors, because when it comes to election period as we are heading to now, state governors hold the mantle and say no, he must not go. Remember what happened to President Obasanjo in 2023 when they almost threw him out. They were almost all the governors were aligning with Atiku Abubakar, and the Obasanjo now began to beg, and before he was brought back. So exactly that is what he's doing now. He used the subsidy removal fund to pacify the governors at the detriment of Nigerians. The governors are living so large in their respective states to do. How many states can you boast of projects in Nigeria today? We always say here of Abia State, Enugu State. Which one can you talk of? Other states are using the money, just to. Many Nigerians don't even know where their governors are. So many of them are abroad. Some of them have not even resumed after Christmas and New Year holidays. They are just there enjoying the money. So when there was no agency to monitor that fund, problem was going to come. And that's what we are today. If we have an agency as credible as NEFund you made mention of, giving statistics, number of schools, number of students that they have released, amount they have released,
the recipients,
Nigerians will have been seeing the effect of that subsidy removal the benefit of it to us, but unfortunately it's shared in the hand of governor. Then again, Esther, while he was before he made that statement on that May 29, 2023, one would have expected that every other organization, labor union, students, market and all, this man president should have sit in the office and call everybody to say, okay, this is what I want to do. I know too well now that there is no budget to continue subsidizing petrol for Nigerians, but we are going to come up with the one they normally call supplementary budget. They do it for themselves. When they know that they don't have money in their pocket, they do supplementary budget. When the National Assembly is making noise, they do supplementary budget. Why will the president not do such supplementary budget for Nigerians and say, I want to push this thing for the next 1 year. But within the next 1 year, first of all, I want to come up with CNG filling stations. I want to come up with CNG buses. I want to come up with a situation where I will come up with living wages.
These were the things that were his core. He advertised
that Nigerians needed at that time. So this next 6 months or this next 1 year, this is what I want to do. It will become an advocacy. As we are talking in the studio this evening, we'll be discussing it. Nigerians swear to subsidy is going to remove in the next 1 year. And these are the things the government has put in place to placate this removal of subsidy when the time comes.
But the president responded in the presidential chat that where was the money for it?
No, what do you mean?
Last year, that was the question that was asked. They said there was with what money?
Supplementary budget they do for themselves. Where did they get the money from?
The money that they are stealing every day, where is it coming from?
Goes out of this nation. Even the 9 million you just mentioned this evening, where is the money coming from? The money from Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway.
Where did it come
from? It was not appropriated for in the house. Why can't you also do that for Nigerians when you were coming in? This would have brought the love. Nigeria would have seen that genuine love that this president love for. Then all these things were put in place. From Lagos to Benin, you drive through from Lagos to no CNG filling station. Even if you have a CNG converted car, you cannot refuel until you get to Benin.
To where they are doing that.
In Lagos here, the closest one to you here is the one you have in Agidingbi. The closest one to you here in the studio here is Agidingbi. How many
queue? Have you seen the queue?
The queue there is like there is.
The queue is always about 1-2 kilometers. Always.
The queue. Then if the president has put all these things in place, then okay, there are CNG conversion centers that if the government will also subsidize. If you want to, it will be like the clay is thrown out to you. If this is your choice. If you want to convert to, because by next year, CNG, most of the vehicles on the road are going to be running on CNG. If you feel you can still buy fuel at that expensive form, relieve your car, but you want to convert, these are points, stations where
and
you
can go and sporadic with
and subsidized by the government. Nothing of this was done. The next thing we heard was subsidy was removed. I was in this studio that day. Before I got home, all the filling stations in Nigeria, in Lagos, on my route, have been shut down.
No, I saw queue. The president said queue subsidy had been removed.
People carry queue.
That is what my friend here, my colleague here was saying, that Nigeria president is about the most powerful president in the world. Every word that comes out of Nigeria president, whether useful or careless, is taken by Nigerians.
If you see the ripple effect,
that's where we are today.
So I was blaming some Nigerians too for overdoing things.
Even when Jonathan was trying to remove the fuel subsidy, then he has already set up Shopee subsidy reinvestment fund that we manage the fund that was going to come out of Shopee. From the remover. Unfortunately, nothing of such was done. Nigerians.
Did you see the protest that time when he advocated for it?
He just did what. Bring an accident patient into the ward, and anesthesia. There was no anesthesis that was administered.
Nothing.
You just start sewing the injury directly.
Because he was not giving any
anesthesia dose to calm the patient.
For your
that was what done. He just started sewing Nigeria injury directly. That was what happened, and that's what we are seeing into today. They tell you now inflation has reduced. It's only there that is quoting the number. Nigeria Bureau of Statistics. Is as the inflation actually come down in your kitchen and in my home? Absolutely nothing. I took public transport from Ajah to this office last week Wednesday. I spent almost 4,000 naira between Ajah and this place.
Very correct.
And then somebody will tell you now that inflation has reduced. Where is transportation not part of inflation?
4,000 naira.
Yes.
From
public transport.
So from Oshodi to Obalende is 1,000 plus.
That route, that Ajah Lekki route, The way transportation is in that route is extraordinary. But somebody will not tell you, oh, the inflation has dropped now. Look at the figure.
So
are we talking of
National
Bureau of Statistics figure, or we are talking of Nigerian pocket figure?
People that don't take public transport, Mr. Shegu.
Do you know what
you
they
go
use
pay
for
times
us?
3?
No, wait. Do you know what Ministry of Statistics, Bureau of Statistics is using for us? Is rice. That's the only thing they use. It's calculation on rice, and rice has come down now. Do you notice? I'm not lying now.
You know, there is a rice has come down.
No,
so what do you want?
Inflation has come down. Rice has come down.
Yeah, because we did not see Stampede in 2025 Christmas and New Year. Remember, Stampede was the order in 2024 Christmas. Yeah. Nigerians died because of rice, but this year, this last Christmas, we thank God Nigerians did not die because of Christmas again.
We have collected kamu.
Sometimes
Kamu means you just accept your situation like that. You have known that you are not going to eat rice, so you have been telling your children that don't expect rice.
So everybody will just condition your mind towards it. Condition your mind.
So
those are the issues, Esther. Nothing was put on ground to cushion the effect of the removal of subsidy, and that's what is still,
it's even more than
that. There's
so many things. It's not even those two. There's so many other things. See that. Let me tell you something. The reason why that NEM fund, the calculation, the statistics is coming out very well is because it's a loan. It's not something that government is giving. It's a loan. You are going to pay back. So they need that statistics so that by the time they want to recover that money, you cannot hide. But the one they know that is not something that to be recovered, you don't see the statistics.
Mr. Shegun, did you have high expectations, high hopes on President Tinubu? I mean, compared to the previous administration, Nigerians were like, okay, yeah, Buhari disappointed. Since Tinubu is exposed, he lived in the UK or in the US for quite a long time. He understands how these things work. He did magic in Lagos when he was governor of Lagos State. That's what I hear now. Every time they say he did a lot in Lagos. That at the national level it will be better and all of that. Did he? What happened?
I mean, I mean, look. And the records are there, it's all on YouTube or whatever platform, I never expected anything different from what is happening now to happen.
Why?
We saw all of this coming because we know the man. We know the man. We know his playbook. We know his approach.
They said then he was younger, that time changes people. So that's why the expectation was high.
No.
That he would do something.
If anything, at a certain age, you don't change anymore. Once you hit 40, 45, you are done. You are set. You are crayfish. So yes. So I didn't think that he was going to change, and I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. I mean, look, he took me by surprise with the subsidy is gone on the first day. But when you now sit back and think about who he is, then you are not surprised. The tax reform that is happening now, which and my stance, tax is a very critical part of development. You must pay your taxes if your society will develop. But I don't know of any society where you are hitting your citizens. Did we commit an offense? What exactly did we do wrong to President Tinubu that he wants to kill us? That you hit us back, subsidy. That subsidy removal alone. You heard the analysis that Elvis just gave now. Yeah. The subsidy removal alone destroyed a lot of things. Yes. Ruined lives. The poor people.
No, the businesses.
And small businesses.
All those
the informal economy. Finish them off. Subsidy alone. The same president 2 months later floated currency. Exchange rate moved from 461 to 1009.
Yeah.
I think he hit
we almost crossed 2000. Official black market. Official market hit 17 from 461. The same president. And then this same president, we have not yet settled this thing. The prices of even the rice that we're talking about is still 60-something thousand.
Yeah, 68.
And all of that.
70,000
depending on which type you are talking about. Yeah. So why are we talking as if the rice has come down to the point where it is? I understand what you are saying. Right? This inflation that we said has fallen is a lie,
It's a lie.
It's a lie. I know that my brother was trying to be nice and say it has not reflected in our kitchen. The number itself is a lie. It was manipulated. I am a finance professional. I'm an economist. I know that the inflation today is not 14.6%. You did a rebasing. Where in the world do you rebase inflation and your reference year is the previous year. Are you okay?
But you know what happened?
How
to
can
NBA?
you reference
the
year
Nigerian Bureau of
last year?
Statistics? What happened when they released the truth at one point in time? They were invited by the
I
DSS.
understand that.
You remember?
So that's
a
what
lot
we're
of things are
saying.
changing.
That's
from
what we're
there.
saying. So the numbers are lies. So for me, I'm not surprised. In fact, if anything, I'm surprised that the tax reform has taken this long. I actually thought that by 2024, going into 2025, that he would have implemented, because that's who he is now. The language this man understands, as we all know in Lagos. He's a tax collector.
Make we take phone calls.
So God will deliver us.
Somebody just send
Somebody
me a
should
message.
help us beg Tinubu that whatever we did wrong, we are sorry.
Okay. Somebody say, Mr. Brightmon say, no, don't be Mr. Brightmon. Chike Wodo said, Esther, do fast. We will go watch the match. Nigeria problem, no go kill us. Right. The number to call is 08036929933. Is this not audio on Igodale? Is it the one?
Yes. That's our guy.
It's fine, man.
Audio. Say some people define. You have to look towards say some.
It's fine.
Esther, look towards some people define. I don't give you a spoon now. Esther, pastor name. Look towards say some.
It's Audio Nigalo.
Audio Nigalo. The guy is fine. Very clean guy.
I'm giving you a spoon this evening.
Should we go and get his number for you?
08036929933. That's the number to call, and the WhatsApp number is 0817-1756-338. 0817-1756-338. That's the WhatsApp number. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Welcome. How are you there?
We thank God John for Ebute Meta.
You said what?
John from Ebute Meta.
Okay, welcome, sir.
It's just like this my radio now in the rain now for everywhere.
Thank God.
Thank God say they never pick us.
They are happy about it.
We are not there 90% majority of Nigeria. I beg you, this man we just will laugh. At the end of the day, we are happy people, but politicians don't cause a lot of dishonest and dislike each other among us. So, this place now, my state, now they worry me now, because for a new president Tinubu, I don't know what they take when you allow foreigner, Boko Haram foreigner. But me, I call the reason I say the money when they thief. Now they want to use Boko Haram to cover our face to confuse us, so that we don't know how much money when they thief. So now what do they worry me for mind now? Because to go village now a very big problem. So now what I want to talk about, because the problem is all this money that they thief at the end they will sit that river. They don't carry anything go air fire. I be people they collect money for air fire. Bye.
All right, thank you very much, Oga. 08036929933. That's the number to call, and the WhatsApp number is 0817-1756-338. That's the WhatsApp number, 0817-1756-338. That is the WhatsApp number to send your messages to. Hello, good evening.
Hello. Good evening, VOP.
Good evening, VOP. Yes, it's VOP. What's your name, sir?
Yeah. I am Mr. Sunday calling from Nigeria.
Mr. Sunday from
I greet, yes, I greet all of you in the studio.
Thank you very much. Welcome.
Yeah. Please, but Mr. as I'm hearing the road, I know that you are finished control. Instead of the government to do the needful, they prefer to lobby. Or if you use that money to invest into buy ammunition to inform our military. You understand? They want to go and sell light to the world. To me, there is no way this is a route again. There is no way. There is no way again at all, because all the every is killing. This is I don't think it's a bit bad. I cannot lie you. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. 08036929933. That's the number to call. 08036929933. And the WhatsApp number is 0817-1756-338. Hello, turn down the volume of your radio, please. Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, how are you there?
First caller. We thank God. First caller.
First time caller. Wow, welcome.
Yeah. Why is this on a number? I know they get them. I call. I'm very happy to get it now. I don't know how. I call this number, it doesn't enter.
Sorry, sir. You just try further. You'll be getting it.
Okay.
The road don't open now for you.
Yes. I beg, I greet you people, all of you in the studio. What you analyze, we understand. Please, God will bless all of you in the studio there.
Amen.
And maybe later, tomorrow in the morning, I will call this number. I want to talk when you people are analyzing the situation of the country in the morning tomorrow.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Right.
thank you. Good night.
Right. Hello, 08036929933. That's the number to call. 08036929933. And the WhatsApp number is 0817175638. Hello.
Good evening, St. Richard.
Welcome.
I greet the guest in your studio.
Is this St. Viked?
Yes, I am.
Welcome.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, madam. Good evening, sirs.
Good evening. You're welcome.
Too many issues on ground, but the one that comforts us the most is the fact that we are playing tonight, and I am using this medium to wish the Super Eagles of Nigeria the very best. If we can lift this trophy, it will actually lift up our souls from all of this quagmire and what have you.
Yes, so
on Trump and our president, I am surprised that my brother, Mr. Kundayo, said Trump is a man of integrity or what have you.
That is very disciplined.
He's a disciplined man, rather. I do not know from which prism he's trying to explain to us what Trump discipline is. If Trump could kidnap a sitting president, and at the end of the day we are getting to know that it's because of the oil in that place, he installed somebody else that he will be teleguiding. Eventually, Tinubu and Trump, you call it lobby. Yoruba people will say, oh lobby, oh lokoko. He is going to eventually to rubbish the image of Trump and America.
So.
Yes. This lobby, what have you, your man in the afternoon said is that is bribe, and that there's no any other word for it. Even in my own view, he is being bribed to support that, and eventually we are going to see the other side of Trump. That's just it. We pray that this year as it goes, it will be better for all of us. I mean, I personally, I do not expect anything from Nigerian politicians or politicians. I'm not disappointed. The only disappointment I'm having from this government is the fact that I least expected that anyone would have been worse than Buhari. I least expected, even if it was an idiot, sorry to use the word, that was not the president, I least expected that he would have been worse than Buhari. That's just it. Thank you.
All right, thank you, St. Viked, for calling in to the program. 08036929933. That's the number. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right, can you speak up? Your voice is low.
My name is Shifajibu. Do you hear me?
All right, I can hear you now.
Yeah. My own take. First of all, let me greet you, Honor, with that.
Thank you.
In fact, you have done a very wonderful job concerning Nigeria issue. And your station is at least a little blessed. By the special grace of God, you will reach me. You will excel in all what you do, lay your hands on.
Amen.
That's number one. Number two, my own take, my own personal opinion. Anybody that wants to rule Nigeria should not live in that castle. If you want to rule Nigeria successfully, you should not live in that castle. That castle, there are so many issues that torment the sitting president. You can hear what Ruben Abati said when he left that place. There are so many issues. That is now. Anybody want to rule Nigeria should not live there. And the second problem we are having in Nigeria is those ministries, all those parastatals. You remember during the time of Obasanjo, this was the former minister for health, the Grinch, that woman, minister for health, Kinikon Grinch, I forgot her name. So any money that remain in the ministry, they will share it among themselves. I think you can remember.
And Adeleke Green, yes, I can remember the name of the former minister for it. The second problem is the military, all those director general, what do they call it? They are the problem. They are the problem, and the ministers. And the so-called the rubber stamp, the National Assembly, everybody may peace. Where I concur. That is my own take. Bye-bye.
All right, good night. Somebody says, no, nothing is being wiped away. Don't fall for this doomsday garbage by people who don't understand the first thing about how the game is played. The new revelation should energize you, not discourage you. This $9 million contract just shows how desperate Nuhu Ribadu and Tinubu are to claw back control of the story. It's not a flex, it's fear. You don't drop 14 billion naira on foreign lobbies unless the truth already broke through. We exposed the genocide. We triggered congressional action. We flipped global sentiment. Now they are scrambling to bury it under glossy flyers and paid smiles. Of course, they are fighting back in their slimy, dishonest way. This means we fight even harder. We shine the light even brighter, and we don't stop. The truth always wins, but only if we don't give up. Earthshaker, narrative warfare, truth under contract. Nigeria will not be silenced. And this person said, this is what Mike Arnold said in regards to this post. Still have hope. Nigerians shouldn't give up. Mary from Isheri Oshun. All right, Mary just sent what Mike Arnold wrote concerning the whole thing about the $9 million. Good evening to you, Esther, and your guests. One should not all that be surprised on what is going on in this country, because Nigeria had earlier been known as fantastically corrupt. Odikwa risky. Peter Chibuzo from Igondo, stay blessed. Good evening, Esther and your guests. Please help me beg the government to please end insecurity. Let's not forget that thousands have lost their lives as a result of this, and it's spreading across the country. This is not funny anymore, Esther. A very big shame to all those terrorist sponsors and sympathizers. The blood of those people killed in Benue, Plateau, and across Nigeria are on their head. I am so heartbroken this evening. This is James from K2 Mile 12. James, I feel you. Good evening, Esther and the guests in the studio. Esther, we know APC very well for what they stand for, which is deceit. This person says, good evening. Good evening, Esther. Good day, VOP. Please join me to tell the so-called Southeast leaders that they can never succeed in their nefarious plans to lure and bamboozle the region to vote for Tinubu and his cohorts in the APC come 2027. Their diabolic plans are already dead on arrival. Boyerson from Afro Media. Good evening, Esther, and so many others. Okay, this person sent a list of loots, monies being owed to Nigerians. Abacha loot, Diezani loot, Beta Edu Gates, Gandola Gates, James Ibori Gates, Chris Ngige Gates, Umar Farouk loot, Emefiele Buhari loot, 212 billion Malami loot, 108 billion Akpabio loot, 3 billion Nigeria air fraud, 6 trillion missing in NDDC, 80 billion Naira Yahaya Bello loot, $3 billion Komani oil project, 210 trillion Naira missing in NNPC, 7.1 billion Naira OGU Kalu fraud case, 80 billion Naira AGF Ahmed Idris loot, 128 billion missing in Power Ministry, and so many others to mention, including the money that baboon, monkey, and snake swallowed. While the country is groaning in debt, burden over 350 trillion naira, who is going to pay it? Hello, good evening. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Good evening, what's your name?
Good evening, I greet you, I greet Shehu Shupito, I greet Kundayo, I greet Elvis.
Good Thank evening, you. Sir.
See, my annoyance about this thing, is that there's war in Nigeria between Christians and Muslims. I don't know why Christians cannot buy weapons. All these pastors who own their private jets, why don't they sell these jets, buy guns for the Christians so that we can kill these people the way they're killing us? And this thing will stop. That's what I'm saying. Israel, are we not, Israel, do they not fight war? Do they leave everything for God? Let us fight these people once and for all. Let them learn their lesson and come to their senses. That's what I'm saying. Thank you.
All right. 08036929933. That's the number to call. The WhatsApp number is 0817-1756-338. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Hello, good evening, Madam Esther.
Well, Oga, how are you? Now you sound dull, Ogene.
My name is Chima. I'm calling from Ojo.
Chima from Ojo, welcome.
Yeah, Madam Esther, this country is full of vampires. They only suck blood, nothing else. They do not come to rule. They only suck human blood. So the thing there is that this thing now is not. It don't matter us. This thing now don't matter us already. So the thing that this thing though, it's Namio, wallahi, from A to Z, from Tinubu to Z, slaughter everybody, just want them. So another people take over. Because they don't want to go, they don't want to step down. Up to their 8 years, they don't want to step down. So there is a problem in this country.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. Again, the president can still do better in the next few months, to be honest with you, to address these issues. It's very easy. I think it's something that he has the capacity to do. Hello, good evening. Please turn down the volume of your radio. When you call in, always do that, okay? Hello?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. Welcome. What's your name?
Good evening, I did.
I did, Jerry. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Hello?
I'm going to your guest radio.
Hello?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Oto.
Mr. I don't forget Darlington.
Mr. Elvis and Mr. Lawal.
Mr. Lawal.
So now only Darlington.
Good evening. You saying the Bali, I think.
You say what?
I think Darlington saying the Bali.
Go ahead. What will be your name?
My name is Ali. I'm calling for better.
All right, welcome. Please go ahead.
Only one thing you don't start. I mean, this is why there is nothing true. You understand?
Okay.
Government not to do anything because they know what they're doing. Mr. Tinubu not fighting tolerance. That means when you see that you understand, then measure 400 names. The name is there now. You understand? So better Nigerians, make them forget about vote. Even if everybody vote, now APC will see the win. But what they will do, Nigerians have to wake up for themselves. Talkie no go solve problem. You understand? It is not easy to come out trouser for inside the head. It is not easy. So it's not easy to making peace. So Nigerians have to change level. If the law let them talk from here to next tomorrow, nothing can change. Thank you very much.
It is well. So somebody on YouTube says, retro polls reflect says that people are misunderstanding Tinubu deliberately. Please, how? How is the misunderstanding deliberate? Most of the conversations we're having, it's if you do your research, it's on paper now. I mean, it's our job when we have intellectual conversations here. It's our job. Okay, can they help reader? Can you help us understand? Educate us. What is the misconception here? Because the people, the aides of the president, do not transmit these things. It's a different thing when you write something on paper. It's a different thing what is being exhibited is not reflecting what they said. So tell us, what is the misunderstanding? Nobody is communicating. His aides only speak on politics. Have you gone to their pages? No, seriously. I've never seen them come on any of these popular television stations. Not to react to what somebody has said. Not to react to a certain narrative. But on their own decide to communicate. Oh, these things are being misconstrued. The only person I've even seen going around discussing this tax consistently is Mr. Taiwo Oyedele. Even if I know that he's supposed to set up a team to do more in educating. So I don't get it when people say people are misunderstand. Are you going to change people's reality? People are realistically telling you what they are going through, and you're telling them that no, what they are going through is not what it is. I don't understand what you mean. Anyway, I understand you. These are the supporters. I get it. They're doing their jobs, but let's be honest. Hello, good evening.
Yes, sir, good evening.
Good evening, sir. What's your name?
You are taking to Ibrahim.
Sir, turn down the volume of your radio. Hello?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Yes, I can hear you. What's your name?
Yeah, Ibrahim.
Oh, Ibrahim. Your voice was low before. Welcome. How you day?
I did. How's everything now?
We did, Jerry. You still take Kigali, but you don't return.
Yes, good. I'm okay. How happy New Year to you?
We don't talk Happy New Year. We talked yesterday.
We don't think of another
Okay, there's many Ibrahim. Ibrahim many for Africa. So this Ibrahim way is taken to Ibrahim from Kaduna, but we grew up in Lagos.
Okay.
So that Ibrahim, I don't know who Ibrahim is.
Okay, sorry. All right, Happy New Year to you. Go ahead.
Yeah.
We have another Ibrahim that calls us.
My own contribution that the last person where he called. So I'm calling from Muslim and Christian in Nigeria. More continue to pray our own. By the grace of God, anybody we want to fix a Christian and Muslim fight, it cannot happen. What happened in Kaduna last time? So I know hope that anything can happen like that in Northern Africa. Christian and Muslim they are fighting.
Your radio is too loud. Turn it down completely.
Any weapon in the mosque. You can go mosque everywhere. You cannot see any weapon there. So all those people, what they are taking opportunity to Muslim and support our religion and come and make Christian and Muslim to fight. By the grace of God, we will continue praying and nothing will happen. When they speak that any Christian will come to Muslim, see what will happen to him. There's not any religion. There's not any Muslim way say that by force when you will be Christian, you must become a Muslim. Like now, when you come by yourself, you will select the name Aisha or anyone you want to be, so you will convert to be a Muslim. So for any Muslim, no any in Quran or in Islam that you must come to a Muslim. Please and please, that God of God, nothing will happen to Nigeria. And Christian and Muslim, they cannot fight. Where Christians die or Muslims die from the northern, it's our own population already. So all those people, anything, it will go back to them. If the government likes me, they take serious about this matter. But this boss we talk that you they buy weapons for the Christian. We are not going to get that level. No enough we can see all from there. So all those ones they are spreading a Muslim, so by grace of God we will get where then they are, and God will answer our own prayer. Bye bye.
All right, thank you so much, Ibrahim. Thank you. The number to call is 08036929933. This person says, "Good evening, Esther. According to Barrister, my name is Wilson Edwards from Satellite Town. My take on this issue is that I believe there's a grand plan to run Nigeria till it goes down. Then all our leaders will enter private jets with their families and leave us to the terrorists from the Sahel. Thanks. That's my take. May God Almighty help us all." Esther, it's not Ibrahim, it's Malam Bello from Kano. Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. Esther Wachuku, good evening to you and your guests in the studio. Kindly note this. All the past governors need to be arrested and probed. They are so rich when they're out of power. Allocations being sent to them for infrastructure are hidden on their savings. They should come to EFCC for assessment of their assets. Since 1960 to date, Nigeria has been worst country ever. Remy from Ejibo. Okay, good evening, Esther and our brothers over there. Listen, Esther, a very hot place is prepared for the principalities of Nigeria and all those that are doing this, his beads. Mark my word, from here to there. I am Pastor Chooks from Ajegunle. Good evening, Esther, Mr. Elvis, Mr. Ekundaya. Trust this finds you well. Much as Nigerians seize every opportunity to pour their hearts when it comes to the state of the nation, it will shock you to know that a handful of Nigerians do not even have their PVCs. And trust me, their voices are the loudest on major social platforms and radio. In my opinion, Nigerians seem to be comfortable with their oppressors. Femi Eastwood. All right, hello, Esther. How much was used to fix CCTV camera on 3rd Mainland Bridge? Please, Nigerians, can we ever continue to be like this? Change is the only constant thing on earth. Because where is the president for now? Amidst all the killings in Nigeria, never said anything on massive killings till now. Good evening, Mr. Kundaya, Mr. Elvis, and the economist, Mr. Shegun Shopiton. Solomon Asika from Mushi. Mr. Kundaya is correct with what he said about Trump, and he's also correct about Nelfon being a loan of which you have to pay back. That's why the statistics and records are available, and the military has been getting the highest budget for security right from Burutai till date, and yet the insecurity is still with us. The president's inception to office was hitting the ground running by saying subsidies gone. Then after that, he started campaigning for 2027 election, and look at where we are now. Good evening all. For this tax that the government is forcing down our throats, it's only a taxmaster that enters through the back door of INEC and judiciary that will impose all of this on Nigerians. Lekon from Lagos. Good evening all in the studio. Every day we hear of insecurity. My concern is about what can stop this serious problem bedeviling us as a nation. From Valentine Emeka Ikotun, Lagos. All right, this person says, good evening, Madam Esther. If we continue to romance with APC for more years, it will dry our pockets and it will make many people a marjorie. Kevin from Ukoko. Good evening, Esther and guest. Audu from Cement. Tinubu loaded government does not have good plans for Nigerians. We are loaded with the following: subsidy gun, tariff increment, high exchange rates, tax and high level insecurity. I beg, make una help me as Tinubu waiting we do am. Make you not help us beg am. Dear Esther, the truth is Nigeria has gone beyond repairs. A country that its citizens can't stand up and demand for their right. From Commissioner Holy Michael. Commissioner, I want to believe that as Nigerians, we will continue to stay steadfast. That's what I want to believe. Good evening in the studio. I just want to remind you that Nigerian politicians, what Fela called them VIP, vagabond in power. Come 2027, we vote them out massively. They won't be able to rig. Olamide from Ikontun. Thank you. Good evening, Esther. Good evening to you too. Welcome to the program. How are you? I am fine. My name is Stanley from Surulere. I beg your analysts don't kill me with laugh or not too much. Thank you very much. Gabriel from Ikorodu says, greetings, men in the studio. See, each time we talk about Fulani's ruling class, that they are the problem of Nigeria, people in the media will say we're profiling a whole tribe. But that is the truth. Every official from Fulani's extraction that served under the administration of Late Buhari is supposed to be arrested and made to face prosecution for turning this country upside down, for their ruthlessness and reckless impunity. Every of their actions against this country had always been hostile and antagonistic. I was so angry yesterday at those who condemned Dr. Katch's submission. If you understand the disharmony this man caused in the military and how they compromised our military institutions, you will cry for Nigeria. Our military looks so weak because of their doings, but our military is not weak. Take these men from that part of the world out of the way. Give our soldiers the necessary ammunition. 1 week is too much for them to defeat these terrorists. To be honest, Fulani politicians and military officers should be put in check in this country henceforth. Well, not all Fulanis as you describe them. You can't proscribe an entire ethnic group. It's not proper. It's just not proper. Okay? Good evening, everyone. The president, on the day of his inauguration, acted as if he was being remote controlled by unforeseen forces when he shouted, "Subsidy is gone." I wish the president is active on social media, because that's where you will see the true reaction and feelings of Nigerians, and not some of our local medias that are psychophants and they go there to lie on our faces. From Chifudo, we are not psychophants, so we're trying. I salute everyone in the house. My lady, please, with all these weapons, drones we're talking about, is Mr. Trump unaware of its origin, or is the Western world just playing politics with the situation in Nigeria to also milk us dry by cashing out on us? In all these renewed killings, where is the much praised General Musa, the defense minister? Grandma Maggie from Oshodi. Grandma Maggie, don't worry, defense minister is working. He's trying, okay? Wow. I think our phone has gone off, so we can't get calls. Maybe no. Sorry, call WhatsApp 0817 1756 338. 0817 1756 338. All right, we can pick your calls on WhatsApp, or you send your messages. All right, the phone has gone off. Sorry about that. Good evening, Esther and your guests. If Tinubu is sincere and not compromising with terrorists and bandits like Buhari, who gave him power, let him prove to Nigerians. Let him give a marching order. Enable Benue Plateau people living in IGP camp to return back to their homes, and let him use the same energy to wipe out those bandits and terrorists that occupy our villages and communities. Kelvin Anya from Prayer Estates. Good evening, Esther, and all the analysts in the studio. Esther, come 2027, I am not voting, and I will also tell everyone close to me to do same. Let them continue, and when they are tired, they will conduct a proper election. Peter from Festa. Peter, Biko, I beg, come out and vote. Don't let them disenfranchise you. This is the plan. According to Remy, it's a psyop to discourage you. Come out and vote. Obed Oji, evening, Esther darling. Oh, thank you so much. Plenty, sweet words. Thank you, Obed. All right, thank you. God bless you. Thank you so much. I appreciate. Good evening, Esther, and to your guest, Mr. Akonda. Sincerely, it pains to know that you guys are being mauled with this government, that they are lobbying United States to put them in a good light. Let's call a spade a spade. This government is a primary American government, so that ordinary Nigerians will understand what you are talking about, not lobby. It came back from Mafoluku Oshodi. Okay, well. All right, we have more messages down here, do we? This person says, I said his psychophants go there to lie, not you people. I mean President psychophants, Esther. All right, thank you very much. Good evening, Esther. You say the president can still do better. So are you trying to raise our hope so we can vote for him? No, it's not about voting. He's still the president. It's, again, that's what I even need him to do. Forget 2027. Just work. Make sure that what you have on ground is working. Make sure that the people are feeling your impact. Forget the politics of 2027. Let his people be doing that one. Let him focus on his policies. Let him make sure that the policies are people friendly. Let him ask questions as to those who are in charge of it. That's all. Let him just work. Route out insecurity. Be precise. Be decisive. Fight them out. Fire for fire, weapon for weapon. Like, your work will speak for itself. It's not about, you shouldn't be working for campaign. No, just do your job. You're the president now. You have a job. Do it. Simple. I'm not even saying for anybody to vote for him. He should just walk. Good evening. That's why he should just. He's still the president. He has a lot of work to do. He has almost 2 years to go. Is this not January? What's today's date? January 14. He has a whole year. So he has a lot to do. So he should forget voting. Forget 2027. Just they work. They do your thing. You never finish the one way they do. You they look for another one. No, now let him work. All right, Mr. Lawa Ekundare, Mr. Elvis Ali Mehele, what's your take, please, based on what we have discussed this evening?
Okay, Nigeria must not be afraid to talk to their government. This $9 million we just heard of is let's not use the American word lobby. It is called bribe in this part of Nigeria. So if EFCC is talking about picking up those people that are mismanaging Nigeria money, these persons that also send this money to America to go and start to launder their image, even when the killing is really affecting us here, EFCC should also dust their books now and begin to think of picking up this money, because this is a wasted money out of our taxpayers' money again. So it is also a monumental fraud that this government has committed against Nigerians, this $9 million, because we have seen the debt and the debt continues. So I don't see any reason why the government should be sending such money to go and start laundering their image against Nigerians.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you so much. Good evening, ladies. You're looking resplendent as usual. She copied my style. Welcome.
Hi.
Good evening. Hi.